manager for the women's soccer team. That was pretty cool. I got to work at Chick-fil-A in Clemson. It was pretty cool.
Awesome, thanks. My name is Kayla Davis, and I am the junior teacher for the Clemson LIFE Program. I'm also an alumni of Clemson University, where I got to meet Andrew when he was a student. I volunteered for them for 4 years when I was there, and I'm super excited to be here to share more about the program with you.
Hey, my name is Miss Candy. I'm from Georgia. I am AP program with Miss Kayla and our students. I Grandma Bella.
Awesome. And then my name is Kim Zogren, and I am the senior instructor at Clemson Life. I just received my master's from Clemson, but before that, my undergrad in special ed is from Northern Illinois University.
So awesome. Yeah, we're just going to get started. So we're going to give you a little bit more of an overview about the Clemson LIFE program. So Clemson LIFE is a program that offers collegiate experiences for young men and women with intellectual disabilities to come to the Clemson University campus and just really be immersed in that whole culture. And we focus on competitive employment and independent living are our two big outcomes. So when students graduate from the program, those are two of our big focuses. And how we get to those outcomes is we teach functional academic classes. So the students come, they live on campus, and they take classes with the Clemson Life instructors. They're involved in campus in a variety of ways, and we'll kind of go over a little bit more about that with you. So the students that we serve are students ages 18 to 26, so like the traditional post-secondary age after high school graduation, and everybody that is involved in the program is a student with an intellectual disability. We teach employment skills, independent living skills, social skills, self-advocacy, and again, we're really big on those functional academic courses. So anything that you would need to learn to live your everyday life and have competitive employment, live by yourself, those are the things that we're teaching through the Clemson LIFE program. So all of our students that are in the program have jobs that they start off with, just kind of job exploration their first years, and it moves into full paid employment. Like Brittany right now has a couple of jobs. Britt, what are your jobs at Clemson?
Hubbard Young Pharmacy and Inspired.
Yeah, so Hubbard Young Pharmacy, is right downtown Clemson, and then All Inspired is a little boutique that's there. So they have multiple jobs. Britt gets paychecks from both of those jobs. And we're really proud of our employment rate that we have. Post-graduation, 96% of our graduates have been employed when they graduate from the program. And then also the wage that they're earning is higher than the national average for individuals with intellectual disabilities. And then our independent living rate is 43%. So those who graduate from the program going on to live in their own apartments. And just kind of, doing everything, living their life. So currently we have 40 students in the program. So Clemson Life is a 2-year program with an optional 3rd and 4th year. So really after the first 2 years you get that certificate of completion, and then the juniors and seniors are invited back for the optional advanced program, or AP as we refer to it. So 12 freshmen, 13 sophomores, 7 juniors, and 8 seniors is what we currently have in the program. Okay, so that basic program is the first 2 years of Clemson Life. So freshman and sophomore year, all students in Clemson Life attend those functional academic classes that we teach. They also attend one Clemson University course. So they're fully incorporated in a lot of them are leisure skills classes through the university, and they're participating with the traditional students in those leisure skills classes. So Britt, which leisure skills are you in right now?
Bar.
So bar class, and then what were you in last semester?
Swing.
Swing dance. So a lot of the classes like bowling, bar, swing dance, yoga, running and jogging, those type of courses that the university, all freshmen and sophomore at the university usually take those classes to kind of fulfill those gen ed requirements. So our students participate in those with them as well. They live on campus with an independent living assistant, so it's kind of like an RA in college. There's 3 Clemson Life students and then 1 ILA that lives with the students in dorms on campus. and they're in Douthit right now, which is really nice. They're brand new dorms that were just built a couple of years ago. Let's see. They participate in employment internship experiences. So freshman and sophomore year, you're really kind of learning those soft skills like how to interact with your boss and people in different fields of employment. We kind of try out a couple of different areas, retail, facilities and management, kind of office jobs, different, they just rotate through food service, jobs, and see kind of what area of employment they're interested in. And then when they move into their sophomore year, they're placed in an internship. So freshman year is kind of like a rotation, learning those soft skills, you know, more in the classroom, learning how to be a good employee. And then sophomore year, they're placed in an internship. And then once we move into AP, I'll share about that. It does turn into paid employment opportunities. In their own apartments, they participate in cooking classes. So we partner with other colleges in the university to help us teach these classes. So the College of Food, Nutrition, and Packaging Sciences, they come to our apartments and they teach the cooking classes to our students, which is awesome because those are current Clemson students. You know, they're getting to interact with our students, but also practice what they're majoring in some of those classes. And then they're also involved in a lot of different service, volunteer opportunities, and we'll touch on later how involved they are in campus life as well. So that's the basic program, and then again, AP is kind of that optional third and fourth year that students are invited back with. So Britt, do you want to tell them a little bit about where you live and your roommates?
So me and my roommates, we live at the youth center, and also we got a apartment by the center. We got 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms.
Yes. So youth center is right downtown Clemson. So Britt lives there with 3 other roommates, so 2 current students and then 1 graduate from the program.
Yes.
And then Andrew, where did you live when you were at Clemson?
When I was in Clemson, I lived in Timlin Place. In Clemson, my roommates were Marcus and DJ and Zach.
Awesome. Yeah, so the AP students, they live off campus in those traditional apartments, and they don't have somebody that's in there to support them throughout the day. Kim and I are in there teaching their classes. There's a lot of volunteers, but you know, for the rest of the day, they don't have that independent living assistant. So the students in AP really have those skills and are focusing on, you know, fully living independently upon graduation. You can see Katie down there. We teach cooking classes, we teach apartment cleaning classes, and those, you know, just any of those skills that they really need. And then, like Britt mentioned earlier, she is paid for her jobs. So right now in AP, they work between 15 and 20 plus hours a week where they're getting paid for those jobs. And then they also take one Clemson University course, but it looks a little different junior and senior year. It may be where they're going into a traditional course that's not a leisure skill and kind of auditing that course. So we have students that are involved in PRTM classes right now that are in kind of like athletic management leadership classes. They have been involved with Annabelle Veterinary Science Program before, where they've gone out to the animal farms with one of the classes. We have a student that's in a romantic literature class right now that's really interested in that. So students, junior and senior, have the opportunity to kind of go sit in a traditional course that's not that leisure skill and audit that course. They also participate in the cooking classes on Monday nights. We cook dinners. It's a lot of fun. What'd you make this Monday?
Chicken tacos.
Chicken tacos. We used the crock pots this Monday, and we made crock pot chicken tacos. It was a lot of fun. Again, we'll touch on it later, how involved our students are in the campus and the surrounding community. And then there is less support from the staff junior and senior year because they are off campus and kind of learning on their own. This is just kind of like an overview of some of those functional academic courses that we do teach. So I won't go through all of them, but some of the big categories of classes: functional mathematics, functional literacy, independent living skills like the cooking and cleaning, social skills, self-advocacy, employment, and then health and wellness. So we also focus on living a healthy lifestyle. So we teach workout classes, different things like that, healthy relationships, everything. And this is just kind of an overview of some of the classes that are offered. And we, like I said before, we love our cooking class. It's a lot of fun, and nutrition with the College of Health Science, or Food and Nutrition Science. And so the nutrition classes are taught by a registered dietitian that our students go to, and then so they go to that once a week, and then in their apartments is when they're learning those cooking skills with hands-on and making those recipes. So we did crock pot tacos.
Yes.
What else do you make in the cooking class?
I don't know.
Do you remember, Andrew?
Oh, I don't remember.
No.
So we cook a lot of things.
Yeah.
Chicken tacos, we do meatball subs, we do salads, we're getting ready to make zucchini boats. So a mix of easy recipes, healthy recipes.
Also, that's my other roommate, Miss Ann.
Yeah, that's what we are.
There's
Making
chicken
crock pot
tacos this week.
Okay, so the Clemson University courses, I kind of touched on this earlier, but the students, they do take 1 credit hour per semester that is with traditional students and their university peers. And so this, again, is just a list, but it grows every year. It looks different every year, just depending on the students that are currently in the program and what they're interested in. So we really try hard to find things that they're interested in and then put them in classes that kind of follow those interests. And then this, again, just goes over our employment. So independent living employment are the 2 big outcomes. And so freshman year is down at the bottom. They start with the employment class, building essential skills, writing their resume, practicing for mock interviews, and then they move into those job site rotations. They're doing that currently. I think they're at Ingalls, the outdoor lab.
A restaurant.
Yeah, a restaurant, and then one of the on-campus
Salvation
partnerships. Yeah. So then they go through those freshman year, sophomore year, they're placed into one of those that follows kind of, what they're interested in, and then junior and senior year moves into the paid employment. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take over. So these are just some pictures of where our students work. So throughout the years, our program has been around for 11 years. So since then, we have had dozens upon dozens of different internships, paid employment, post-grad jobs, things like that. So just for example, we've had students that have worked at Clemson Confectionery and can work the register, working in facilities. They do a variety of jobs. We have people at the fire department. We really try to focus on when they're freshman and sophomore and doing that exploration and internships and finding a job that they love to do that can turn into something paid, and then from there that we can transfer those skills back to wherever they choose to live after graduation. So these are some on campus. We have a lot of support from the university, which is so great. And so pretty much any area on campus, we have students working. The fire department, FITE, which is the recreation center, the outdoor lab, Airmark, which does all the catering and the dining halls and things like that. We have a lot of students that work there. And that is actually the potential for full-time employment at a pretty competitive salary as well, which is awesome. And then off campus, this is just always growing, but as you can see, we just have a variety of places, from restaurants to pharmacy to
That's my job
Yep,
over here.
public pharmacy.
is uninspired.
and all inspired. Those are yours. Did you ever any other place that you worked on here, Andrew? Publix, you work at Publix?
Yep, we're in Publix.
So, and it's just getting updated more and more each year. And then here is just a quick video of what employment looks like at Clemson Life. Oh, you're gonna play? that we use too for kind of creating new partnerships and really getting the word out that employing people with disabilities is just adds such a great thing to the workplace, right? Do your coworkers love you?
We love
Oh, weren't you called into work when people were called out sick? They're like, oh, we can call Andrew, we can rely on him.
There's one I got a call from. So I was at church one day, and they said, hey, I was singing one day, and they called and said, hey, someone just called out, and I just went in and.
They relied on you. You're the first person they thought of.
Mm-hmm.
So you have such strong work ethic. I went into one of my students' rooms the other day, and he had a special note from his employer just showed that he showed up for the snow day when it snowed. You know, and we're from Chicago, so like this type of snow, we're like, oh, but our students, they get nervous, but they showed up. They were out doing the carts at their job, and they were just being such a big part. When so many other people were calling in sick for the snow day or calling in that they couldn't get there, our students were there working as hard as ever. So that's just a huge aspect of our program. There it is again. All right, so kind of going back, so that's kind of employment. Moving on to independent living. So this is another huge aspect of our program where we look at the outcomes. And so we scaffold the support, similar to employment, how we scaffold that support, we do it with independent living as well. So our freshmen and sophomore live in apartments in Douthit Hills, which are new apartment-style dorms on campus. So there's 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a full kitchen, a living room, washer, dryer, all of that. And so they share that space. And so they're having to do chores, cooking together. They have that independent living assistant. So that is a traditional student that we pay to be there to provide that extra level of support and reinforce what we teach throughout the day as the teachers. So if we're teaching being safe using the stove, we might reach out to ILAs and be like, hey, can you guys practice cooking something on the stove today? Kind of see how they're doing with that skill set, give us feedback on that. And so they just are such an important aspect of that freshman and sophomore year. And so at the end of sophomore year, we come together as a team and decide, have they been able to show us that they can safely live independent? Can they cook? Or is there an accommodation we can use if they, the stove is kind of hard, let's find an accommodation, that's easy, things like that. Can they navigate campus safely? Can they communicate well, so if they're late to work or something's going on, that they can communicate that to their teachers, to their bosses. So we look at that, and then if we say yes, they can live safely on their own, then they're invited back to the AP program. If we kind of at that point are like, they will always need just that little bit of oversight, they can live independently, they have independent living skills, but they need a little oversight, then they graduate, which is still an incredible accomplishment from Clemson Life. So again, our ILAs, we pay them to live with our students, just reinforcing everything that we teach throughout the day. We don't have the AP one. Forgot the AP slide. So just the advanced program, just to touch on that a little bit. So juniors and seniors, they live independently on their own. So we actually have a partnership with an off-campus apartment youth center. So now all of our students live there, and it's you have your bedroom, you have a bathroom, and you get to choose who you want to live with. Majority of the time our students live with other Clemson Life students, but they can also choose to live with traditional students. So like Brittany is in a sorority, if she wanted to live with one of the sorority sisters, she could live with them as well. So we actually have one apartment right now with the guys that has a traditional student who is just really good friends with them and lives with them. So it's really awesome that they can really start to see how am I as a roommate, what type of roommate am I looking for, and how can I be successful living independently. So volunteers. This is probably one of our greatest aspects, I believe, of Clemson Life, and just kind of encompasses how Clemson University really has embraced Clemson Life, and it just is so special. We currently have over 450 student volunteers. We're the second largest organization on campus after FCA, and FCA at Clemson is actually the largest chapter in the nation. So that kind of speaks volumes. Last semester, our volunteers put in 4,700 hours of volunteer work with our students. And that was only the hours that we knew. They do so much more with our students that we don't count. And they just help out in so many ways. They are tutors to them. So how I have 2 students who are taking traditional courses right now. I have tutors that go in and help them with their PRTM classes, things like that. We have classroom assistants. So they're in there, it's only me and Kayla. We have 12, 15 students. We have classroom assistants that come in and can help out, and a lot of special ed people come in who want to kind of get that hands-on experience, kind of get a feel for the field. Lunch and dinner peers, so that freshman, sophomore year especially, when you go to the dining hall, there are always people there that are wanting to eat with you. We have workout peers. We know being active in college is important, right, Andrew? You love workouts.
Oh, I love
You
it.
do too, Britt. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we have individual buddies or individual peers. We have group workouts, just a variety of things. Special events and parties like Night to Shine just happened. So our Clemson Life students went there. We had a huge group helping them get ready and just doing so much. We have fall formal. We're getting ready for a huge talent show that's going on, and all of our volunteers are helping out in so many capacities. So that is just something that is so special about Clemson Life, is just all the volunteers. Anytime I need help with something, send out an email, and there's like 20 people wanting to work with our students. And then we have mentors. So kind of how we do have this vast amount of volunteers, we also have mentors. So every semester, a student is paired with a mentor. So the mentor signs up for this. It's a 1 credit hour course, and they are paired with the student, and they work on goals throughout the semester. So it's kind of a built-in best friend, right? Are you guys still friends with your mentors? And it's really nice because we can then communicate with that mentor of, hey, you know, they're not doing really well, like responding to our text messages or things like that. Can you kind of talk to them about that? Or relationships, boyfriends, girlfriends. Hey, can you take them out on a double date and kind of show them how to act appropriately in a relationship? They're just a great thing. They don't always want to listen to us teachers. So having this mentor is kind of a built-in person that is their age, really cool, is really helpful. And then they also talk to them. Every semester you get a different one, except for some of our students had the same one because they just love them so much. And then our support from Clemson Athletics. So just kind of the ongoing theme of how much support we get from the university. From the top down, we have the volunteers, we have the different colleges, and then we have athletics. And so they help in a variety of ways. And there's kind of 3 main areas that they help us. One is obviously they do a lot of clinics with our students, they interact with our students, they provide that social and inclusive aspect at a university. They also financially support us, so the All In Foundation helps us financially, which is just incredible and really helps spread the word of Clemson Life and our mission with other people. And then also we have students that are athletic managers, and so they get to go and manage these teams. So Andrew, what were you the manager of?
Soccer.
Soccer. And then Britt?
Cheerleading.
Is cheerleading. So we currently have 21 students in athletic manager positions. I believe almost every team has one of our students as a manager, which is just so awesome to see the support from them. They're walking around and they see the football players and they hang out with them and all the teams.
Britt's down on the field for every game. If you ever come to a Clemson game, she's down there with the cheerleaders. You can see her.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so while Clemson Life, we do have a lot of functional classes that are just for Clemson Life students, we still have a very inclusive experience as well, that our students are included in so many aspects of the university. We have students that have been on student government, Greek life. Kayla, back when she was a student, is actually the huge reason that our students are able to experience Greek life. And it's really just blown up and been a thing across the country to now have students that are in these post-secondary programs be a part of Rush. They get to go through Rush, right, Britt?
Yeah.
They get to do all different activities. They get to be a part of their sorority. It's just really awesome to see. We also have our first intramural team. So our boys are playing side by side, just alongside all the traditional students. They beat them in overtime this week. It was a lot of fun. And so just any organization, we've had students that be in fly fishing, guitar lessons, karate club, anything they want to be, we can always find a volunteer or find a student who is willing to work with us and make any of that possible. Awesome. So Clemson Life is incredible, and we are from Clemson at Clemson University. But with that, we are actually self-funded, which a lot of people don't realize that Clemson Life is not funded by the university. And so we kind of look for different areas of support from people who support us. And so one of them is the grant and aid. So we do not give out scholarships from Clemson Life, we give out grant and aid. So we have been lucky enough to be able to have people set up donations and set up accounts with us that then we can build those and be able to provide grant and aid to our students. But with that, our goal is to raise $1 million, but we can only use $40,000 of that annually. So kind of not a lot because we need to be able to build on it each year. But with that, we can get $40,000 a year across a variety of students, which is great. And our goal is always to keep building that so that we can make post-secondary programs more accessible to more people. And then programmatic support. And so we're self-supported, so that means at any time, my job could technically be gone. So we look for people to help support us in the programmatic aspect of being able to hire more teachers, be able to expand the number of students we have, transition services, we have job coaches, we have counselors We have a mental health counselor on staff, and so just kind of that programmatic support and supporting the program. And then last is research. So Clemson is a level 1 research institute. So we do a lot of research with our students and kind of ways to better help just everybody across the world with a disability. So if that includes apps, if that includes just helping our PhD students work with our students. So kind of going into that, our research. So we have three big apps and then the driving simulator. So that you can actually find these. They're on iTunes. They're not yet for Android yet, but you can find them on iTunes or the Apple Store. We have one that's a task analysis, and so it goes on, it has pictures, and it helps students go through tasks without having a job coach there. Big thing at the job sites, for example, we had students who had to fax stuff and copy a lot of stuff in an office job, set it up on the task analysis, and they could pull off that extra support of a job coach. So it's just really awesome to use that. We also have a meal planner app that goes through, it takes inventory of everything they have, helps them plan out meals that they want, and then from there does ingredients and helps them build their grocery list. And then we have a navigation app. So that is more specific than, there's Google Maps, there's all that stuff. But the navigation app, you can really put in point A to point B, each step of the way where they need to be, the timing with it. So if let's say navigation, then it will alert them at this time, you need to be at this location, and it can kind of, through your location, track where you are. And then lastly, we have a driving simulator. So Andrew did this. Britt, have you started it yet? Or are you just in the class?
Driver's ed class.
Driver's ed class. So a part of the advanced program is our driving simulator. So with that, that's what it looks like. It literally looks like an arcade game, kind of. But it's very realistic. And our juniors start out with driver's ed, and that's where they're really learning the rules of the road, kind of getting a feel for what it's like to be behind the wheel. And so then they move on to the driving simulator, and it is very realistic, and it takes all this data. It does processing speed, or like your processing time. It goes through and sees, can you, like the whole visual of it, understanding the signs, understanding, how close you are to somebody. And it takes all that data, and it helps us to say, hey, they have the potential to get a driver's license, and so let's take it to the next step of getting the permit, and then let's take it farther, and the parents work with them on actually driving. Or it could say, hey, the processing speed might not, serve to the best potential of getting your license. But in this way, it's a safe way. And also, we really want to push for our students to get licenses because we all know that is a huge navigation and access to transportation is a huge barrier for people with disabilities. So that's something that we've been working on too. That has just gone really well as well.
Pickup papers.
Oh, so that's a video.
From inside the orange folder that is labeled.
So that is, you can kind of hear the voice, and then it has a video and pictures and stuff that you can do with the task analysis. Awesome. And then has anybody heard of the Good Shepherd Hotel in Clemson? Mm-hmm. Awesome. So this is a really great and unique opportunity that we have at Clemson Life. Is we have people that are coming and building a very high-end boutique hotel in downtown Clemson. It's going to be the first hotel in downtown Clemson, and they plan on hiring 30 to 40 people with disabilities and partnering with Clemson Life. And so they will have set up in the hotel, they're going to have a room for job training, they're going to have a job coach on site. It's just an incredible opportunity to do front of the house, back of the house. There's going to be a restaurant, there's going to be a rooftop bar, just a wide variety of jobs for our students, especially because Clemson is such a small community. But with this brings so many more employment opportunities for our students with disabilities and just for the community as well. So we had a groundbreaking earlier this semester, and it was just so fun. Dabo was there talking, and we had our students there. Actually, one of the investors, he has a daughter with Down syndrome. And so that's kind of where he got this passion of opening up hotels. This would be his third one, I believe, of opening a hotel and hiring people with disabilities. And then lastly, where to find us. So we are pretty active on social media. Facebook gives a really great overview of kind of things that are going on, major events that are happening. Instagram, we love to do our stories, love to show kind of day in the life of our students, things like that. Website, we have our emails. If you know any college students at Clemson who want to volunteer, send them our way too. We're always looking for new volunteers. But yeah, that is it. Does anybody have any questions?
I have one.
Yes.
Why is LIFE capitalized? Does that stand for something?
Okay, so I always capitalize it, and it's something that Dr. Ryan did too, but it does stand, learning is for everyone.
Thank you.
is what LIFE stands for. So sometimes we capitalize it, sometimes we don't. But like our logo is capitalized, but it is an acronym and it's trademarked. So if you see other LIFE programs across the country, there's Carolina Life, George Mason Life is actually what we're based off of. UW Whitewater just opened one, who actually was a PhD student from Clemson, who opened one. There's also REACH programs that are kind of like that, and then there's another one too. There's a couple that if you kind of see that common name throughout the over 285 post-secondary programs across the nation, that they kind of all align then within those. Any questions? That's a lot of information.
So what is the process to enroll your child in this program?
So we are actually finishing up interviews for this season. And so our applications go out and you can apply. They're due by October through December. We kind of change it each year. And it's a process of you need your current, within 3 years, a full psych eval. We need letter recommendations. There's just different assessments that you fill out through that. There's school, their IEP, the most recent IEP. Am I missing anything?
There's a whole application online, and you'll fill that out. It takes, like Kim said, some people a couple weeks to a month to complete, to gather all this information and then send it in to us, and then we review it, and then we bring people in for interviews. So they sit down with the program director and then teachers, and we kind of interview, and then our acceptance letters go out when the Clemson freshman acceptance letters go out as well. So the Tiger Town bound packets come out in the mail. We're super excited because they are coming up pretty soon. We're getting ready to send those out for our new incoming freshman class. But if you go on our website or our social media pages and you follow along with those, you'll be able to kind of see, we'll post like, hey, the application is open, time to apply, and then you can reach out if you have questions. We also have an open house event. If you're interested for prospective students, that's coming up, and so you come, it's on a weekend, and we do a more comprehensive overview of the program. We do a campus tour. There's a student panel where you can ask a lot of questions. You go see the apartments the students live in. Just a better opportunity to kind of meet the program and see what a day in the life looks like.
And we have about 75 applicants a year, and then we usually interview around 30. So from just the criteria that we look at, if they meet it, and then from there we accept about 12 each year, and that can be 7 boys, 5 girls, or the opposite or whatnot.
So there is, you have to meet a certain criteria
To receive an interview, yes.
Andrew, did you get accepted into?
I did.
No, but did you get accepted into?
He's like, I did, I'm here, I'm an alumni.
The first time?
Not the first time.
How come?
I was
What were you on? You were on the...
waiting list.
The wait list, yeah. So we have a lot of students that apply and interview for our program. Like Kim said, there's about 30 to 40 interviews, and there's only 12 spots for freshmen. That's just due to the number of dorm rooms we have, ILAs that can support those freshmen, sophomores, and class size, teacher numbers, everything like that. And so students that we really want to come, but we don't have that spot for them quite yet, they go on the wait list, and then the next season when it rolls around, like Andrew, we give them a call, we send them their letter, and then they're considered for that next incoming cohort.
Yes.
Did you say the ILAs are current students at Clemson?
Yes, so they are current students, or we have a few that are not, they're in like the age range, but they might be taking a break from college or something. But yeah, they all go through background checks. And most of them, it used to be a lot of special ed teachers, but now we have like genetics and biology and business majors. They're
Engineering,
just
like all
people
kinds.
who are interested in learning with our students.
And they live there on the evenings and on the weekends?
Yes.
Yep, that's their apartment too. So they're there, but they're on duty, in the evening and on the weekends. But yeah, they're there pretty much just as
And
much
if
as our
they're
students
not,
are.
they have. a
There's
rotation,
alternates that
alternate
rotate.
comes in
Yeah.
and does all that.
They kind of get a break one or two of the weekends a month, and then there's an alternate that will come in and live with the students. So there's always a person freshman and sophomore year that's there in the dorms with them.
All right, well, Britt, do you want to talk a little bit about, you and Kayla, talk about what life is like as a current student?
Yes, because I'm coming because I am in program with all the juniors. So I live with 3 roommates, Kay, Sunny, and Miss Ann. And also I got 2 jobs. One is Inspires and Home Pharmacy. I am the cheerleading manager and Gamma Phi Bella.
So So do you feel like your schedule is really busy?
Yes.
Yes, Britt is super busy. As you can see down here, this is her modeling for All Inspired. So that was one of their new rompers that came in. She got to try it on and they posted on their social media. And then what are some things you do for cheerleading manager, Britt?
So I did, like, when I got email from Coach Chubby, she got let me know. I got passed out the papers, me and George, for our most right. And then, we got passed out the papers, the pens, and Toby got shut down. Pass it every Wednesday at 5 or 5:30.
Yes.
Next Wednesday.
Yes, so she goes to practice once a week,
Yeah.
and then when the football games are happening, she's down on the field with the team, rotating around, going through and helping them out. And then do you want to tell them a little bit about, Britt went through recruitment this year to join a sorority. So we currently have, I think it's 12 members of the Clemson Life Program that are involved in 5 different sororities across campus. Which is incredible. They do go through, like Kim said, that traditional recruitment in the fall. They go through the sisterhood round. They go through the prep round.
Yes.
So you want to tell them a little bit about that process and bid day, and then like your big sister.
So that my big sister is Sunny Meadows, Aberford, and Gamma Fabella. She gave me all support. She loved me. I'm a little, but also spy and come on every day.
Yes. So Britt is an awesome member of Gamma Phi Beta Sorority. Like she said, Sunny is a current Clemson Life student. She's her big sister in the program, which is really incredible this year that we've been able to do that. Since we are continuing to grow, we have older members that are in those chapters that get to take them on as littles. But if there's not somebody currently in that chapter, one of the other girls will take them on and become their big sister. Britt goes to like all the sisterhood events. So what do you do for sisterhood events?
We go to TD's for Gamma Phi Bella.
So TD's is one of the bars downtown. And so they go to the bar, they hang out, they have karaoke nights. Where do you go all the time for ice cream?
So that night is because I talked to my flush mom, so Blaze, and she got decided we're going to Apple Orchard for also the whole retreat.
Yes. So it was an apple orchard for the sisterhood retreat.
Yes.
And they really just are full members of the chapters. It's one of those really cool things to see the support of the university.
Yes.
When I was there as a student, I reached out to my national chapter because I had a best friend in the Clemson Life Program, and I wanted her to join my sorority. And I said, there's nothing stopping her from, joining. So why not? And it's grown to where we have all of those chapters. But it's a really cool experience that Britt has got to have, I think, this year. Joining Gamma Phi, she went through recruitment. She got to pick her top choice. She got her bid card. She got to run, into the sororities, arms on bid day and everything. So it's just a really special part that Clemson does to support us, and Britt is a huge part of that.
So when I go to my mentor's house, me and her got set goals. Her name is Sam. She is the cheerleading because I'm a cheerleading manager. Me and her got set goals. Every week we text, we call, we time, so we set goals for everywhere.
Awesome. Good goals. Awesome, Britt.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any questions for Brittany? Or junior year? Anything? Awesome. Thanks, Britt.
So then Andrew is one of our alumni. So we really wanted to show kind of what it looks like to have students that are in the program, and then what life looks like. Obviously, that end goal. What is that end goal? So Andrew, just want to kind of, so you graduated in May. So what does life look like now? What are you doing?
So right now I work downtown Greenville at the Loft Hotel. I'm a curator's desk. I sit down there and greet, talk to people, take their stuff upstairs, and we do a lot of stuff. Like I vacuum, I take the trash out, and everything. And then I work at the Greenville Drive, downtown Greenville. The Greenville Drive, the general manager, Eric Jurenko, was walking down and everything, and said, "Can I work here?" And I said, "Oh yeah, you can work here." So yeah, I actually got to go to their coaches coming up, so it's baseball season. So excited about it. So yeah.
And then where else do you work? I didn't put the picture. I'm gonna get the picture later on my computer. Where else do you work?
Publix. I'm a bagger and at a Publix. Yeah.
Awesome. So 3 jobs that he's managing, and you said you work sometimes up to 7 every day a week sometimes. And which one's your favorite?
Probably baseball.
So we really take that skill set. Andrew is a people person, if you've ever met one. He is just incredible at talking to people, making them feel just so special and that you've been friends forever. And so that was kind of where Aloft came in as like a perfect fit for him to be a greeter. What were some things that you had to study and memorize? Do you remember last year what you studied from Sarah Mac? So you had to learn like all the restaurants, so you had to give out restaurant recommendations. Learn all the different words. There's like, they don't call the gym, they call it something else. Right? Don't they call the gym or the pool area?
Splash.
Splash.
And what do you
And
call
so,
it? What do you call- it's not an elevator they have.
It's
there, what is it?
escalator.
An
Lift.
Lift.
the lift. So there's like all this vocabulary that he learned, had to learn for his job. So we kind of helped with that. But he just is such a people person. So making sure he was in jobs that were front of the house. You know, but then we do have some students who say, oh, I just kind of like do my own thing, go to work and do it, and replace them with those type of jobs. So what do you do in your free time?
My free time. Sometimes I go out to eat.
You love to go out to eat.
Go out to Starbucks.
Favorite place.
Got a Starbucks in my hotel, so it's a plus for me to
You're involved in your
Well,
church.
Andrew, do you drive?
do. I do not.
Okay, and so how do you get to all these places?
Sometimes Uber, my parents, or and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, Uber is actually a part of our curriculum now. So that's something too that we kind of, every year we kind of look at our curriculum and see where we need to change it. And so 2 things that we've added to our curriculum that have been extremely beneficial is Venmo and Uber. So our students, a lot of them, public transportation can be hard when you're looking for a job. So, oh, it's not on the bus line. Oh, it's not walking distance. Uber opened it up, and honestly is one of the biggest things I think of accessibility, and they don't even realize that they have been able to provide this accessibility for people with disabilities. And then Venmo. Venmo has been a great way to pay bills and do other things, and we teach both those now. So you Uber places, you walk a lot.
Not really.
Not as much. When they're on campus though, they're walking. And then what's your goal? Your goal is to, you've been saving money, and what do you want to do with that?
Maybe move out and live on my own.
Yep. So that is a goal too.
Amen.
It's okay. I had to move back home after college to save up some money to move back out too. That works out.
And Andrew, who did you email recently about another job in another city?
Oh, so the hotel in Clemson, and they emailed me, and they wanted me to come and work down in Clemson at the hotel.
So you won't live in Greenville anymore,
I
right?
won't be living in Greenville anymore.
Amen.
I'll be going back to Clemson and work.
So a lot of our students do live in Clemson, so that's kind of where that hotel comes in, of being able then to have a small town, be able to support then a growing population of people with disabilities, which is awesome. But your skills, you can transfer those skills. You can take what you've learned at Aloft and take it to another hotel, right? And so that's really the main goal too. Publix, trying to figure out a grocery store. You know, a lot of our students love working at grocery stores, so transferring those skills is big. And Andrew has just done such an awesome job, and I know you keep in touch with a lot of people, busy, and get ready to move
So
on.
Andrew, what happens to your job at the Greenville Drive when you move to Clemson?
That's a good question.
Well, what did you do when you lived in Clemson before? You still had that job.
I still had the Greenville Drive. I had to drive. I don't have a car. I just had to get on a bus and go to Greenville or Uber.
Yeah, there's a shuttle that goes back and forth.
There's a shuttle go back and forth.
Yeah, you're not giving up that job.
No. I'm not giving up that job. Nope.
Anybody have questions for us teachers,
Are
students?
you at the Publix and near Travelers Rest by any chance?
I am not. I'm the one on Thornblade.
Okay.
Okay.
I was just going to say, my friend's daughter is a volunteer with your program,
Okay.
and she always talks about how amazing it is. So,
Oh, awesome,
yes,
good.
She loves it.
That's great. I love to
I
hear
think she
that.
does the lunch
Okay.
lunch and dinner buddies, and then
Okay.
the workout. Yeah.
Perfect. That's great. Love hearing that. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much.
I'm sure they can stick around and talk if y'all have additional questions and talk amongst yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you on Thursday the 20th for the Bingo Bash.